we are drawn to each other. You just know how to push all my buttons. Moved out of town and I erased your number, but still I find myself calling in the middle of the night, and there is nothing I can do. I am madly drawn to you. I know you feel the same. You got my heartstrings tangled, tangled up. You got my heartstrings vibrating for you now. There's something more, but you don't want to admit it. Whoa, we're perfectly opposite. You got my heartstrings tangled, tangled up. You got my heartstrings vibrating for you now. There's something more, but you don't want to admit it. Whoa, we're perfectly opposite. I try to fight you off, but it's so useless. You circle around me like the moon around the earth, always ending with a kiss. I'm clueless. We pretend that we don't really care at all, and there is nothing I can do. I am madly drawn to you. I know you feel the same. You got my heartstrings tangled, tangled up. You got my heartstrings vibrating for you now. There's something more, but you don't want to admit it. Whoa, we're perfectly opposite. You got my heartstrings tangled, tangled up. You got my heartstrings vibrating for you now. There's something more, but you don't want to admit it. Whoa, we're perfectly like two magnets, we are drawn to each other. You just know how to push all my buttons. Moved out of town and I erased your number, but still I find myself calling in the middle of the night, and there is nothing I can do. I am madly drawn to you. I know you feel the same. You got my heartstrings tangled, tangled up. You got my heartstrings vibrating for you now. There's something more, but you don't want to admit it. Whoa, we're perfectly opposite. You got my heartstrings tangled, tangled up. You got my heartstrings vibrating for you now. There's something more, but you don't want to admit it. Whoa, we're perfectly opposite.
I didn't even notice that the ads were snoozed. I'm like, wait, how do we still have 3 minutes from the ad? That makes sense now. Well then, that's a me thing, y'all. How's it going? I hope all's well in your corners of the world. Yes, I'm feeling a billion times better. So what happened was Friday, I did way too much outside on a like 80-degree day. I did not drink enough, so all day, well, half the day Saturday, I was dehydrated. My kiddos helped a lot, made sure that I ate and drank and whatnot, but yeah, it was not fun. 10 out of 10. Do not recommend. my table's a mess. I mean, that's not the but. And thank you everyone, Lost Traveling, for all the gift subs, all the resubs, all the bits. Thank you so much. Maple is currently tired out. We went for a 1.5 mile walk. Yeah, that happened. It did. Worth it. Just throwing that out there. It was worth it. Here, we'll go here. 95 streaks through chat, right? We got new storage. Got rid of the cat tree. It was breaking anyways. And, you know, after a while, the cats wasn't using it. So we got rid of the cat tree. This shelf's gonna turn and be up against this wall. I'm gonna put my disc plates back here. We have a Java on the table. When's the last time Java been up here, right? Right? We don't even have music going. Oh no, looking at it. Lost Traveling streaking through chat. Here. Up. Like, no. You don't want them? Like, my dude. What's wrong with my animals? They just don't want treats. Like, my dude. Maple is exhausted from that walk. Also, news this week, today and tomorrow, we are knitting. Why? Because I have to. Saturday? The one, the only, the amazing Sleeping Luna Designs will be here. Yep. We're gonna be spinning together. Oh gosh, yes. Yes. Karen's cousin, yep. Distant cousin. Cross-country cousin? He did get it. He did eat them, which is good. Get some music, because it's weird without music. Where is my music? Oh, I lost it. There it is. But yeah, we're just, you know, chilling out, hanging out, doing all the stuff. We don't know anymore. We don't know. Are we here? Are we over there? Are we... we might be both, right? Like, it wouldn't be the first time that that's happened. Oh gosh, Sam. Hi, Sam. How's it going? Ooh, did we snooze ads again? We did. Okay. Ooh, look at this fancy new emote. It's like in your face. Wait, they did animated emotes? I don't think I realized it was animated emotes this time. I don't think I did. So, I am still putting stuff away. I am. Why? Because yes. 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 I think I have enough storage. I think I do. I'm not sure. Ian, hello, how's it going? Or shall we call you 20, like in, you know. You know. Hi, how is everyone? I hope all's well in everybody's corner of the world. Here, I am doing as good as possible. You know. I do have to get more animated emotes, but, like, whatever. Last call. Ooh, awesome. Okay, there was that. Airbrush. I had to put more deodorant on because it's like a lot. Oh, I don't know. Hi, Literate. How are you? Wait, why are your guys' names the same? And guys is like people. Okay, turn that out. I think maybe that's why I did. But how are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. I mean, you know, it's fun. Maple, you didn't escape, did you? Maple. Maple, come here. Maple. She being a brat. Okay, so Yeah, it's all organized. Yeah. Yeah. See, I always keep a backup. Just because, like, sometimes baby girl runs out, she doesn't tell me, and she just takes the current one I have in use. We use the same deodorant, though, so I guess it doesn't matter, in a sense. So yes, new storage. This storage is amazing. It won't pop open like the other one did, and I think it's a little better. Oh, really? That's awesome. Oh. Yeah, all the stuff. We do have an ad break coming up because we did snooze twice because of the train. I appreciate that. Also, link for storage. I will get that in a second. So I am less than 1,700 stitches away from being done with the frame. It looks amazing, and it pops on this. What post-it? This? No, it's only a tally. They're a different post-it? Ooh, drinking 7 times. Oh. But yeah. So this is almost done. I did not do the current one of this. I am a post-it. What? I did not do the current one of this. I figure I'll do both of them on Sunday. Or sometime. So hopefully I get this all done. Maybe. I'm not sure. Who knows? What am I doing? I don't even know. Y'all, I am lost. I mean, that's a given. But lost traveling is also lost, so it's alright. Hi, Black Rose. How are you? I hope all is well in your corner of the world. Baby girls at a meet. Hubbers went to that meet. It's only about half an hour drive. But I had to stay back and go pick PB Cup up from his meet. But yeah. We do have an ad starting soon, but we're just gonna stay here during that, if that's alright with everyone. I think I'm turning that light off. There we go. Oh, I also have chocolate bars. Let me grab the link for that storage. This storage is amazing. I ended up buying another set. But it's alright. They seem expensive. But you get 3 boxes for $120 of the large size. How is Maple? Maple is doing good. She went on a 1.5 mile walk with me today. She did. It was good. My legs are a little wobbly. Not really. Maybe a little. I don't know. But also, I have to show this off because, like, I laughed so hard. Liz already got a sneak peek. So did Jody, and of course Shay, because Shay's the one that got the hair clip for me. But if you don't know, Maple is more poodle than Bernese Mountain Dog. So she has hair instead of just fur. So her hair grows. She can't go to the groomers right yet because she doesn't have a rabies shot because she wasn't quite old enough. So the other night, I couldn't get her hair to get out of her eyes. So I did this. She sat there, she let me pull it up and then put the clip in, and she sat there for about half an hour with it on. She's so stinking cute. She's adorable. I love her so much. Whew. I'm like, now I gotta get more hair clips because I wear them, she wears them. We're good. We're styling. Also, on Saturday, we are going to launch the Hope for the Day thing. I don't have this official, like it's not even published yet, but these are some of the, yeah, Saturday, yeah. So for $1, you'll get a little heart painted on my face. I eat some small smog balls, which are kind of sour. For $5, 10 is the toxic waste atoms, 15 is sour poppin' candy, which is coming in the mail, hopefully. Mega warheads for 20, and being boozled for 25. We do have some milestones also. Diamond painting stream, gaming stream, 12-hour stream, Speedy the Sheep Amigurumi giveaway, which I will be making here on stream. Yeah. So, yeah. Also, I did get my Hope for the Day t-shirt that I didn't even know I was supposed to get, and it's cute. It's adorable. I like it. And look, it sums me up very well. Yes. I'm like a little alien in it. It's heavy, though. I don't know if I'll be too hot. But it's alright. So that's Saturday. Oh, look at this. I didn't even notice. Oh my gosh, Lumi! Hello, how are you, you beautiful person? I was lurking in your stream because that's what I do. I mean, we know that's what I do. But Lumi, how was your game? But I did not realize that there's a little tag. That's so cute. Let me go grab Maple. I think she escaped. Okay, she's being good. It was good. Awesome. You were playing that crab game, right? I can't remember what it's called. But yeah. All I know is you're a crab and you do stuff and whatnot. And it's adorable and I like it. I'm not gonna buy it though. Another crab's treasure. Yes. Y'all, if you don't follow Lumi, you're messing up. Lumi is amazing. I approve. I've been following Lumi a long time. Yeah. Oh, I did not update my pattern command. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, Chibi! Hi, Chibi! There we go. How is everyone? Also, Moth. Whoa, words are... Is Moth here? I did send your, thing out. You know? Yeah. But yeah, it's... hi. We're gonna knit today because this has to be done by the end of the month. I mean, I got it after the start of the month, so I'm not doing terrible. But yeah. Oh, we're gone. I've memorized this part. I gotta knit a lot before I do the next part. Have that part memorized too. But how is everyone? How was your long weekend from me? And believe me, I am not gonna do too much without drinking a lot of hydration again. I have not set up the new e-spinner yet because, well, I've been busy and rearranging and all that stuff. Hi, Reese Cup. How's it going? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. But yeah, that will be set up probably Friday. And I don't know what Roving will use for... Sorry, I got hair in my nose. I don't know. But yeah, it'll be good. It'll be a good day. But yes, spinning with Liz on Saturday. I'm excited. With the new spinner. But I'm still using the Nano, but I think I'm gonna just get a battery pack so I can bring it with me. Places. It'll be a good thing. Yeah, I think so. Also, little dude just got his heart broke because he comes in, he goes, Can we both have $25 to go to the bounce park? No, that's a lot of money. Go jump on the trampoline next door. Like, sorry. Keepers. Fine. It's all fine. It's all fantastic. Also, I think I'm having a burrito for dinner because Hubbers might not be home till late. But that's alright. Still have to clean up my area here. It's a mess and a half. And I found another huge box of fleece. So I gotta start making more plushies, which is alright because I like making them. Ew, adulting. Ew, may the odds be in your favor on that. So if 4 laps down at the walking trail is 1.5 miles, how long is each lap? See, now I gotta figure that out. I feel like junk. Ugh. Did they figure anything out? So 0.375 miles. Okay. Guess that makes sense. Also, I do think I need an embroidery program now because, yeah. Oh, hands on deck. Minty Pie. Hello, how are you? I hope all is well in your corner of the world. I forgot to put Mixa up on. What kind of pie? What kind of pie? I make a really, really delicious lemon meringue pie. Cherry. Ooh, I like a good cherry pie too. Haven't made one of those in ages though. But yeah, when I make lemon meringue, I squeeze all the lemons and all that good stuff, so yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. Maple's over there sleeping, it's so funny. I gotta finish cleaning up my corner, maybe Friday. All the chickens are appliqued down. I think I have to fix one of the feet because it folded up a little, yeah. But welcome in everybody with Minty Pie. How's it going? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. If we didn't get a shout out, I'll get you on here in a second. I know some of my mods are busy and working in somebody else's thing, doing their mod duties over there. Ooh, what was you making? What was you crafting? But yeah, if you're newer here and you came in with either Lumi, Celine, or Minty Pie, hi, I'm Kayla Zach, Mama Zach. Call me dude, it's alright. I don't care what you call me there. Ooh, paper filigree. Awesome. Lighting. I'm a variety crafter. A lot of times I'm crocheting. Sometimes I'm sewing. I think I'm gonna do more sewing again because I want to get more plushies done. Because they're so stinking adorable and I got a lot of fleece. Maybe some purses too. What do we think? Maybe. Also, it's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit here, which is hot. Does not. Well, sometimes. And it sounds funny. So it's 26.6 degrees Celsius. Yes, I got dark chocolate. Hubbard buys me stuff that has no baking soda or baking powder. Because we believe that's what I'm allergic to. Ooh, Sam, awesome. 2 blood tests have not come back yet. Take forever. Ugh. Man. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Lost Traveling. That's terrible. My mom had surgery today and she didn't tell me until she posted it on Facebook. I'm like, what? And then I threatened the doctor if, you know, they mess up. Yeah. Steampunk Hummingbird, how are you? Also, Y'all are, like, sneaky, doing offline throne stuff. Shay. I think Mousy. We have more roving coming. So, on Saturday, when I use the 6.1 electric eel wheel, what fiber should I use? I think I'm just gonna go with some of the Ganzit, I think, for now. Just because it's one color and I don't have to worry about doing too much with it. Ooh, washi tape. Yes. Anything over 7, right? Uncomfortable. And I went for a half-hour walk with Maple. What was I thinking? It was a nice walk, though. Thunder rolling in? Ugh. I mean, maybe it's only gonna be a thunderstorm and not a lot of rain. That would be nice. But yeah, Saturday, we're gonna start with a goal of $200. And it's not just gonna be one day, it's gonna be for the rest of the month. So I'm excited. Ooh, Liz, if you want, I can put you on there for a collab. For the Tiltify. I just got thinking that because it asked me if I had anybody else that would be wanting to raise with me. I'm not sure how that would work, though. As long as your internet... Right, I don't blame you. Don't blame you at all. Also, this is a lot of stitches. Less than when I cast on, but yeah. Still a lot. My car got inspected, and yes, I'm excited that... I mean, I knew it was gonna pass, right? But still, I'm excited that it passed. The only thing that it needs, and my mechanic knew about it beforehand, is the license plate lights are both out. One's actually broken. And the place that I took my car to for an oil change, which I typically don't like going anywhere except my mechanic, had changed the bulb a couple months ago when I got the previous oil change. And so they're like, oh, both lights are out. And you're actually missing a cover for one of them. I go, well, what cover's missing? It's the one that they changed previously. So I'm like, y'all must have not put it in right. And they're like, no. What we think happened is you kicked a rock up when you were driving. That is physically impossible. I even, like, tried figuring out how hard I would have had to kick that rock up, and there's no way it would have happened. So my mechanic's just gonna charge me the base cost of that. Because, you know, he's being nice. Well, not only that, but okay, this is my chocolate bar car. Right. Ooh, yes, go tell me what you eat for dinner. So this is my car, this is the back end. The wheels are up here. So not only would it have to bounce far enough backwards, but curve inward. Like, it's physically impossible. So I called them a bunch of idiots, and I told them that I wanted a discount. Teriyaki skewers and rice. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Also, the child, the oldest, will be home in about 2 weeks. That's approximately because it depends on if he has to help in the library where he works for a couple days, you know, restocking all the books that were returned last minute and stuff. They are full of it. Like, I honestly think that they messed up. They broke it and never reapplied it, and that's why that light's broke. Because even if a rock hit it, there would be at least part of it still sitting there. Not all of it missing. Also, I shall be updating my shop because I found a couple items that I can update with. And some of the stuff that I have listed will turn into made to order. I figured that's a good idea because I'm sending stuff down to Mama Fader now. And I'm quite excited that I'm selling stuff like that. Wonder how baby girl's doing at her meet, if she even ran yet. But yeah, good stuff today. And y'all, thank you for that hype train at the beginning. I totally wasted my brain on that, forgetting about it. Yeah. Also, I've been drinking 2 of these bottles a day, which they're 32 ounces. I think I'm doing pretty good. I forgot if I marked that. Yes, I did. I did that last row last night, and I totally spaced if I marked it. Ooh, I gotta check something. I don't remember if I ordered something. I hope I did. I saw her popping. Okay, I got that. Ooh, I don't know if I ordered it. That's what I was hoping I ordered. Oh, it happened. Dehydration happened a couple years ago to me. Hi, Yarnia. How are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. And, what happened was... Ooh, need to sleep. Totally fine, Yarnia. I hope you get all the sleep. So a couple years ago, I woke up with a migraine, and I laid back down on the couch, and I just passed out. Oh yeah, this is gonna be for another designer, not just Jody Long now. And this is so nice and light and airy. It's so pretty, and the yarn is amazing. I can't wait till it's done. Yeah, if you don't follow Yarnia, you're missing out. Yarnia does quite a bit of stuff too. Currently, I believe, designing a sweater / cardi. And is all over a wonderful person. But yeah, a couple years ago, I woke up with a migraine, laid down because I could barely stand up, and that's how bad my migraines get. Ooh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And, woke up a few hours later, and it was worse. Hubbers got home even later, and he's trying to get me to eat something. And I couldn't eat, not even chicken broth, right? So he ended up taking me to the fast track part of the ER. Yeah, I was severely dehydrated, and it was only getting worse because I couldn't keep anything down. It was terrible. Do not recommend. So now I try to drink more liquids. Even if it's like not just straight water. But Friday, I kind of failed at that. Do not recommend. Please do not do that. Oh, peaceful in my house? I can't say the Q word because if I do that, yeah. But it's so peaceful right now. Maple is lonked out because of the 1.5 miles. She's so cute though. She's getting better walking on the leash. She'll stay right by my right side now. And mostly stare at my face. Which is, you know, good training skills. Apparently. But Child was home again on Saturday. Very ooh, yuck. Legoland's Lazy River made you... Ooh, yuck. Carousel made you sick, didn't? Yeah. I gotta be careful going on like carousels and stuff because even though they're not very fast, I get motion sick. Do not recommend that either. Go figure, right? But yeah. I think, you know, the best thing ever to do is stay hydrated. I did not leave a very long tail on that, did I? Hold on. That's alright. I'll still get it in. Ooh, yuck. Yuck. Double yuck. Triple yuck. Do not recommend that either. So I'm not getting another cat tree for my corner. Right, blisters under... Yeah. That sounds horrifying. Also, I have no idea why I'm wearing sweatpants, except they were the closest thing that I saw that was comfortable. Look, New York State will stop spamming my email about, oh, you need to get your car inspected. Every other day since the 1st, yeah. They were visible, oh gosh. Yeah, Shay, yeah. That's alright. You lived, you learned, you'll probably mess up again, right? That's what I do. Hi,